Well, hello and good evening to everyone. Hello, all of our tea timers out there. Welcome to our special Tuesday evening, Tea Time Tuesday. And I'm telling you, we are so excited that you are joining us tonight. We want to definitely get our likes up tonight. So go ahead and like this broadcast and invite someone to join us tonight. We want to see you. And then also, we also want to invite you to the fact that we're going to be pausing tonight. We're going to be building resilience, and this is a time of resetting. I'm telling you, really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. But before I even mention that, we want to tell you that we want you to go ahead and share this broadcast. Go ahead and let everyone know that we are on the air. And then while you're doing that, go ahead and get your journals, go get your tea, and get your pen because we're going to be diving in tonight on one of our renewal practices on running on empty. I'm telling you, this is talking about recognizing when you need rest. Now, all about recalibrating and all of that. I can't wait to get into that. I know we can't wait to hear about it. It's going to talk about what refuels you. So, go ahead and like this broadcast again, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our tea of the week. Hope, just want to say hello to you. I didn't even say hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Carmela? Good evening, everybody. Excited to be here with all of you. How are you doing, Carmela?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
That's
really
good.
nice. It's a
That's good.
relaxing evening. I'm telling you, I had a pretty good day. And
Good.
actually, I hope everybody else out there has had a good Tuesday and ready
Mhm.
for our time tonight and time to relax. And so, we're going to talk about the tea of the week real quick. Our tea of the week is flower tea. I don't know if any of you have heard about flower tea, but
Ooh.
flower tea, also known as blooming tea or flowering tea, it's a beautiful tea that's made from dried flowers like dried edible flowers like chrysanthemum, uh, chamomile, jasmine. Uh, what's the other one that I forgot the name of it? It'll come back to me. It's the red one. But those are some really nice flowers that have this aromatic smell to it. It's wrapped up in a bundle, and then when you steep it, it unfolds right before your eyes. So there's a beautiful visual look of art that unfolds in the water. And not only is it beautiful, it's picturesque and it's aromatic and it's flavorful. And so
Mm.
our tea of the week, and you can see this type of tea in the glass pitchers, teapots. That's what we call it, flower tea today. So enjoy our tea of the week, which is flower tea. So I'm excited about that. I hope that you are. And while you are looking at our tea of the week and thinking about it, go ahead and put your tea of choice. Hello over there, found favor. Yes, it is nice. It is nice, and it's probably really tasty too. But go ahead and put your. What are you drinking tonight? What are you doing out there tonight? What do you have with you? What kind of tea? We love to hear. Go ahead and put that inside of the chat. Hello to our executive director out there, Patrick. It's good to see you tonight. Hello, Sharon. Good evening to you. I'm telling you, I'm looking out to see who's out there. We're glad to see everyone, and you're having water, staying hydrated. All
Yeah,
right,
that's
that's
the
what I'm
best
talking
thing.
about.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is good. Well, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep moving. What kind of tea do you have over there, Hope?
Today I have like iced tea today,
Okay.
like lemon
Mm-hmm.
and tea together. So it's cold, refreshing. It's hot out there, so it's a refreshing to usually I drink something hot, but today I am drinking
Mm-hmm.
something chill.
That sounds good. That sounds
Mhm.
soothing too at the same time for a hot day. Iced tea, you can't go wrong with iced tea.
Mhm.
I got peppermint tea over here with a little splash of
Oh,
cream. Just a little splash. So
yeah.
calm me down a little bit. But I see some people out there putting in the chat already what they having tonight.
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Any other comments? Anybody? Okay. Pistachio
Pistachio.
coffee with, oh.
Oh, that sounds pretty nice over there. You just really relax.
Yeah.
Green.
Ah, that sounds good. Pistachio coffee is good. Yes.
Sounds good.
All right. Water and lemon.
Mm,
All
that's
right. That's good too. Oh, that's refreshing too, especially when it's cold. Oh my gosh.
mm-hmm,
Come
mm-hmm.
in, hot day or warm day, or just need to be refreshed. I love
Yes.
um
Refreshed.
yeah, refreshing. Yes.
Citrus. That sounds good.
Yes.
Antioxidants.
Yes.
Loving it. Loving it.
Yep, it sure is. Yep, sure is.
Well,
Yes. We're
we're
gonna
gonna. Oh, go ahead, Hope.
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, and
Mhm,
as everyone comes in, our tea timers come in, they'll put their welcomes and what they're having in the chat. And
mhm.
again, please like and share. And if you have not subscribed to the Renewal Center over here on YouTube, we invite you to do that too. And so while we're doing that, and we're shaking off this day, and just in a place of relaxation, we want to go
Yes.
further into the time of pausing. Let's take a moment and we're going to just locate ourselves. We're going to relax, whatever you need to do. If you just need to relax your hands and your shoulders for a minute, we're going to watch a quick video and just do some deep breathing. Thank you for taking the time of joining us to locating ourselves. And I'm going to turn this right on over to Hope so we can go into our renewal practices tonight.
All right. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Tea Time. Just thankful to be here for our special edition, 7 p.m. Last Tuesdays of the month. We are here for you. All right. Let's get the likes up. Yes, let's get those likes up. Absolutely. Come on, share with somebody. Let them know that Tea Time, we are on the air. Like and subscribe to our channel. I'm just excited to be here and excited to share. As we know, this is our community where we pause, reset, and build resilience. And there's just so many ways and so many things that we have discussed through our various tea times. If you ever need to want to go and just view some of our tea times, you can go on our YouTube channel. You can view some of our tea times that we have been able to good evening, good evening, good evening, Tanya. Thank you so much for joining us on Tea Time. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to get started. And so, as we were saying, our Tea Time today, we're going to be talking about running on empty, recognizing when you need a reset. And we know that this is our community where we pause, reset, and build resilience. And we also share renewal center practices and things that help us with running on empty and just various things that help us with our entire wellness. All right. And so I'm just excited to just again be here with all of you. If you're joining us, let us know where you're from and um, okay. All right. Patrick giving a shout out to
Yes.
Tanya Chandler. All right.
Mhm.
All right. We are thankful for that, and just thankful for all of you, and thankful for you being here tonight. And so, with tonight's tea time session, we're just here to focus on mental, emotional, and just physical um, wellness, and being able to identify realistically what's going on with us. And so, we're just going to have a reflective, just a reflective time to be able to share this evening, a reflective time to share about wellness and what it really means to us and what it really means regarding how we are doing, what's going on with us. And so that's the question that I want to ask some of you this evening is first of all, how are you? You know, um, how are you doing? This is a time that we all participate. This is a time where you can share um, and tell us how you're really doing. Not just the question. That's not the typical answer. As we usually say, I'm fine. I'm doing okay. But the question is, how are you? How are you really? How are you really doing? And we're going to be sharing that this evening here in a tea time with running on empty, recognizing when we need to reset. And we're just going to take this time to do this check in. This is really a check in. It's not a test of any type, but just a check in. And the goal is to notice what is happening in our minds, what's happening in our emotions, and what's happening in our body before we become completely depleted. Okay, so we want to be aware. We know, as I say, awareness is power. And so I want to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how full does your personal energy tank feel today? How full does your personal energy tank feel today from a scale of 1 to 10? From a scale of 1 to 10, how does how was your personal energy tank feel right now at this moment? All right, from 1 to 10. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and share that as well. I would say for me, from 1 to 10, I'm going to be transparent. I say mine's maybe about a 7. Just being honest. We have a comment that's come in. Okay. Patrick says his is at a 5. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. And just if you need to take a moment to reflect on that and think about it, because sometimes we need to reflect and we need to think about um, exactly where we are when we think about our wellness, when we think about our tank, when we think about our energy levels, we want to be able to really be aware. So just think about that. And we often check our calendars, we check our responsibilities, we check on other people. That's the first thing that we do. But sometimes we don't check on ourselves. We don't check on ourselves, right? So we don't check on ourselves, and so this is important that we bring attention to this. Again, this is a check-in to where we're going to be able to really understand what it means to advance and pause, reset, and building resilience, and understanding that we check on so many things that it's important that we check in with ourselves. How do you feel about that, Carmela? What's your thoughts about checking in, on yourself?
I think it's important. I think it's important that we ask that question. What you said, how am I doing? Because sometimes we can put ourselves at the bottom of the list and not really check in. Well, how are you doing? Are you really doing all right? We kind of almost wait until we're leaking and draining. And
That's
then
good.
we like, I'm tired. I'm tired mentally, emotionally, physically.
Mhm.
And since I'm tired now, it's almost you wait until that moment. So reflecting on what you were saying, asking ourselves that question, how am I doing right now? And
How am I doing?
and
And
being realistic and not waiting until the last minute,
that's
like
good.
sometimes can do, you know?
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that because, checking in on ourselves means that we don't wait till we get to the end of being depleted. A
Right.
check-in is where we regularly check in with how am I actually doing today? And
Yeah.
sometimes some days
Yeah.
I may not be doing okay.
Hmm.
Some days may be better than other days. And so even as we get into this and a self check-in, um, just want to share here. I don't know if you can see it, but on our slide, this is our check-in. And what we're doing is we're going just beyond the automatic response. We're going beyond the automatic response with that I'm fine. A person, you know what? We can still be functioning. We can still be working. We can still be caring for others and meeting and responsibilities while needing a reset. Okay. While needing a reset. So we can still function and do all the things that we need to do, but ourselves, we need a reset. And it's let's consider the three areas that we may need a reset in. That may be mentally, emotionally, or physically. And so we have to, normalize being honest and being self-aware, having self-awareness, recognizing that, I'm tired, that I may be tired, I may be overwhelmed, I may be distracted or emotionally stretched, Um, and so this is the way that we can check in just by just sitting. And that's why I appreciate tea time, because tea time we really emphasize on pausing. We emphasize on pausing. We emphasize on just having the we don't have that time that we need, so we emphasize on the pausing, and that's what I love about tea time. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's quite small. I wasn't able to adjust it today, but this is a check-in for our mind, emotions, and our body. And so that's the question that I want you to sit with and just give you an opportunity, if you're able to journal about this, because this is very important. It's important to our well-being. It's important to how we live. It's important to how we function, how we communicate with others, and how we relate to ourselves. And so, even in this, sometimes we have to normalize, um, as I would say, normalize having an honest self check-in. You have to normalize having a honest self check-in. And so, Carmela, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, that is something I was just sitting here thinking. I said, as I was reading what you had in the remarks, one of the things you said, you can be functioning and still need a reset. And the first thing that my mind went to is check the engine light. You know how we got that check engine light in the car, and we can be driving and all of that, and that check engine light is there, but we could still drive the car, I mean, depending on what it is, but it's there as a warning, and we could still be functioning just like the check engine light. And what it tells you is there needs to be some maintenance. And I like how, you were sharing about that. Sometimes we can be on autopilot, and we're on autopilot, we're functioning, we're going about our day. But then you said sometimes we have an automatic response. And I'm looking at that as that could be our default, and it could become robotic, and we don't really address, well, how are we doing right then in the moment? How are we doing in the moment? So I like the reflective question, but it just reminded me of, yeah, we can be functioning. We could be functioning on fumes. The check engine light could be on, and it's telling us we need to stop, we need to pause. But, sometimes we just keep going.
We
And
keep
so
going.
even though the check engine light is saying, okay, you might need to put some gas in, you might need to check this or that, and you might need maintenance. So I
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
that's important. And I'm glad that you said that, because that leads us right into our next part of this. session tonight with our tea time is being able to recognize your warning signs,
Mm-hmm.
being able to notice what are the warning signs, how do you recognize them, how do you know, um, even when you were just talking, and I'm glad that you brought that up, just the autopilot, the automatic response. And so here we want to know some of those things can be irritability. We can be exhausted. We could be having difficulty concentrating and dealing with physical tension and withdrawals and feeling overwhelmed, or a loss of motivation. So we have to notice the warning signs
Mm-hmm.
that come along with it to be able to say. And that's why it's important that we have the check-ins. That's why it's important that we do the check-ins, because when you do the check-ins, you're able to see the warning signs. You're able to, you can look, you know, different each time. When you're checking in, you can see how you're feeling, because every day is a different day, a new day. New things are going on. And so the goal is to learn, basically to learn how you are doing and how you are feeling and what state of mind you are in. And the goal is to learn your own patterns. Learn your own patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Not to wait till we're completely exhausted before responding. You know, Sometimes you said something about the check engine light, and I've been guilty of this. You'll see that check engine light, and sometimes we'll keep riding and riding and riding,
Yep.
and because it's still going, and because the car is still moving, and we haven't really seen any immediate complications.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes something has to happen to the vehicle when we already had a warning sign, and sometimes something happens to the vehicle, and then we like, the light was on and I didn't check it out. Well, the check engine light is kind of like us. The light comes on for us. That's why we do the check-ins. And so we want to deal with things before we completely exhaust it and before we completely delete it. And I want to ask this question: what is usually one of the first signs that tells you that you're becoming depleted? Do you know? That's the question that I pose. What is usually one of the first signs that tells you that you are, completely depleted, or you're becoming completely depleted? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this conversation is centered around awareness and receiving the support through the community so that we can continue to function and move forward. Some things, um, we don't have to like wait till it comes to the overload point. And I want you all to chime in with your questions. I want you to take these questions down. And if you don't have an answer right now, you can sit with it. And then in your journaling time or your time by yourself, you can begin to answer these questions and be real with yourself and ask yourself, what are the signs for me? Because everybody has a different of response. Everybody's response is different. Mine may be, I may become irritable. I may become short.
Mm-hmm.
Carmela, you may have something that you do. We all have different ways. The thing is about being aware of what they are. And when we're aware of what
Right.
they are, we can intervene and do the things that are practical that we can do to be able to combat those things before we completely deplete it. Carmela, did you want to add anything to that?
Mm. I was just writing down the answer to your question. What are the first signs of feeling depleted? And I know many of us, and we all have different. You named some of it. These are kind of your irritability and exhaustion and all that causes us to. It's an outcome of, for one, my reflexes slow down. you
Mm,
know when you're over, you can become overtaxed, so you're missing things, and your muscles are tensed up, and all of that, and all that leads to all these other things that you listed earlier.
mhm,
Disrupted, so it's a catch 22. You got disrupted sleep, so so now during the day, your reflexes are slow, and so
yeah.
your reflexes are slow, and so you're dragging. and then you're
It's true.
dragging, and then you can't concentrate. It's just all
Mhm.
of this, you
Yeah,
know, right. And so I like the fact that you're talking about recognizing the warning signs. And
yeah,
those are the indicators that are telling us, hey, you need to stop.
yeah,
You need to really slow down and really pay attention. So I do like
yeah.
it.
Thank you for sharing that, and that's it's just important to see those things so that we can intervene. Again, it's just, to me, it's just so important before I get to the point where I'm completely burnt out and completely
Right.
depleted. I can at least see the signs that I'm headed toward that way. And so, mental wellness and managing the overload. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about mental wellness, manage the overload, um, and quiet. So, with that, mental wellness and managing the overload, um, what I thought about this, and when I was, thinking about, when I was putting this together, I was thinking about the quiet time and reflection time. And so sometimes this is like a mental clutter, different things like unfinished tasks, um, you know, priorities, and feeling everything needs to have immediate action. We have to do things immediately. I remember I used to sometimes see things that it just would be an anxiety because I felt they had to be done, right
Mhm.
away. And so when you realize that they didn't have to be done right away, you kind of, prioritize things with time, and it brings order. I see a couple comments have come in because it's been pretty quiet out here, in with tea time. All right. Overthinking, the paralyzing, and analyzing. Is that it? And am I seeing that right? Okay. You can take the next comment.
Okay. I think
Yeah. Is that
Tina, she was sharing her signs.
okay?
Brain fog. That's that's that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unable to focus. Sensitive. That's real.
That's real.
These are real.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing and participating. It's been a little quiet out here with
I
tea
think
time. It's
I
been
think
a little
everybody's
quiet.
reflecting.
Yeah. So, and that's good because sometimes there may not be an immediate answer. Everything doesn't require an answer. Some things require just a sitting with it for a moment.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and, um, sometimes we have to reduce the overload, write things down, decide what truly needs attention, choose priorities and reduce unnecessary notifications. I'm working on that and creating a short periods of quiet. Now that is something that I
Mhm.
definitely do.
Short
I'm not
periods of
gonna.
quiet.
I I'll sit for a while and quiet because it's needed. You know, Sometimes everything that is demanding your attention does not deserve your immediate response.
That is true. Mhm.
Sometimes we think it deserves an immediate response, but actually it doesn't. And I've had to learn that because after you responding to so many, you find yourself so many things. You find yourself getting tired and depleted, and like you said, lack of sleep, and irritated, and all these different things. So,
It's real.
um, the reflection question I want to ask with this is: what is taking up your mental space right now that does not require your immediate attention? What is taking up your mental space right now that does not require your immediate attention? You can put it in the comments or you can sit with it and have it as a point of reflection in your quiet time. I'm just going to take a moment so you can write it down. We're going to take a moment. We're going to pause right here so you can reflect. Okay, just wanted to take that time because that is a very thought provoking question. What is taking up my mental space right now that does not require my or your immediate attention? And then I want you to think about or ask yourself, what are one or two things that truly require your attention? All right, Carmela, did you want to add anything to that?
Okay, finishing writing.
Okay, take your time.
Oh, my mind went to overcommitting for one. Um, when we overcommit, even in our mind space, we overcommit. You can tend to miss details and miss what's important at the time. And so that's one of the things that jumped out to me: overcommitment and having too much going on, too much cluttering, too much being there, too much thinking, overthinking, and all of this stuff.
Mm,
Some of that causes us to miss details on other things that really matter.
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing.
Hmm.
So now we're moving to emotional wellness. Acknowledge what you feel, what you are feeling. Acknowledge what you feel. I know that doesn't seem like a loaded question, but it can be, because you really got to really sit and really think about your emotional wellness. Emotional wellness does not mean that you're happy all the time.
Hmm.
It includes just recognizing emotions and responding to them in a healthier ways rather than um, suppressing them, right? So you want to just name what you're feeling without judging yourself,
Hmm.
for feeling what you feel. You reach out with supportive relationships, journaling, boundaries, sometimes even professional support when needed. It's okay to acknowledge how you feel,
Hmm.
because when you acknowledge how you feel, you're being truthful with oneself, you're being truthful with yourself, you're being aware of where you are. And awareness brings power to be able to help you navigate in those times. No matter how you're feeling, you may be happy, you may be joyful, you may maybe not having a good day, maybe you're facing some challenges, but you are acknowledging what you feel. And we have a right to take a time to pause to acknowledge how we feel. So my question for us is, what am I feeling and what might I need right now? What am I feeling and what might I need right now? So sometimes naming or understanding how I'm feeling, the emotion of how I'm feeling, can help me to respond, you know, in a way that's intentional instead of the automatic response. Mhm. Carmela, did you have any comments or thoughts? Anybody out there in tea time is pretty quiet. That's okay. If you're quiet out there, that's all right.
Yeah, I like what you were saying earlier, and it made, we may not always be happy go lucky, but it's about being grounded and centered and
Mm-hmm.
at peace and at rest and settled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what matters.
That's
Those
what
things.
matters. Yes, it does. So I'm aware of what's going on the inside internally
Hmm.
that may be affecting me outwardly, externally,
Right.
because what's going on internally. You have a comment. You can take that one.
Okay. Patrick is saying we are automatic due to our programming. When we pause, when we breathe, when there's breath, we consider, we then can shift. So,
Thank you.
I like what
Yeah,
he's saying about that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's good. Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow, that's wow. Yeah. So again, this is our check-in. We know with our tea time, sometimes we have these check-ins to see how we're doing. This is what tea time is all about: pausing, resetting, and building resilience. And we can build resilience when we're aware of how we feel. We can build resilience when we take time to pause, and we can build resilience when we're able to reset. And sometimes a reset is needed. And so, moving along, we're going to talk about. I think the next one that we're going to talk about is physical wellness, listening to our bodies. What is your body saying to you? What is your body saying to you about your current state? Physical wellness. What is your body saying to you? Physical well being with mental and emotional well being. Everything, it all comes together. And so, like you said earlier, Carmela, you noticed about sleep, hydration, movement, rest, you know, and these particular things helps, with regarding our physical bodies. Um, so our body should not have to completely shut down before it gets the care that it needs to get. That's why we look
Mhm.
at those signs as we look at those things that are happening, because our body deserves the rest. Our body deserves to be refreshed before we completely deplete it physically. Like you said, sometimes, I think Tina said like brain fog and all those things. And sometimes those things happen, they occur, but it's like being able to actually deal with them, in a healthy and practical way, So when we think of that, what has your body been trying to tell you lately? That's my question that we can pose. What is your body trying to tell you lately? Are you tense? Are you restless? Are you needing more rest? Do you feel depleted, physically tired or drained? Just as a moment to reflect, really sit and reflect and think about, what is my body? What is my body really trying to tell me lately? What's going on with me physically? Um, some things are just a physical manifestation of what's going on internally. Okay.
Mhm.
Those things that are going on from deep within, they can manifest through physical extremities and things in lives and through our body. And so, Carmela, did you want to add something?
I'm just reflecting and, shaking my head because it's so true. I mean, it's so important that we listen to our body. And you ask me, well, what is my body telling me?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we try to push through. We'll push through when our body's saying, you need to turn in and go to bed. Just the practical things. We'll push through. Well, one more meeting, one more phone call, one more this, one more that. And
Mm-hmm.
over time, that builds up the pressure. And, and eventually you're wondering why you're having headaches. Well, your neck is tense. Your shoulders are all tensed up. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't sleep good last night. You tossed and turned for hours.
Yeah.
Those practical things. And so, I like us addressing those things, really not waiting to the last minute, and then everything compounds all of a sudden.
Yeah. everything just comes together and it just collides,
Right.
because these things need to be checked on, so so stop, start, and continue. Practical reset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, stop, start, and continue. Sometimes we have to stop, then we have to start, and we continue. That sounds like a pause. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds like a pause to me.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so yeah, sometimes we have to stop and just really, really take a look at what's really going on and being aware of what is really happening. And so, even with that, we want to make sure that we identify what is negatively reflecting, or I mean affecting, my well-being, our
Mm-hmm.
well-being. What is it? When we stop to say, what is one thing, or what is negatively affecting your well-being? When we start, we want to identify one healthy action that we can realistically begin, right? And then when we continue, excuse me, we want to identify something that we're already doing that is helping us, that's helping you. And so stop, start, continue. Again, stop. We want to identify one thing that is negatively, or anything that's negatively affecting our well being. Start. We want to start. And when we identify one healthy action that we can realistically begin, and then continue being able to identify um, something that we're already doing that is helping us. Because sometimes we're already doing things,
Mm-hmm.
we're already taking those steps for well-being. It's not
Yeah.
that we're not doing anything, but sometimes we have to check in and make sure that we are doing them. So um, we're going to abandon the negative thing, to stop that, so that we can start something that's realistically, that will help us, and then continue what's helping us already, and continue to do that. We have a comment that's come in. Tina says, my body is tense, tight, so it's telling me I need to stretch and get a massage. That's right. Massages
Mm-hmm.
are important. Whew. I t- I
Yes.
tell you,
Absolutely.
massages are important. They are important. And so, um, even though we move on, and you can go ahead and share, you know, you can go and share some of your feedback that you've received from tonight. Closing is pause before we're empty. Pause before you're empty. Okay, so check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. Recognize your warning signs. Manage mental strain. Acknowledge emotions. Listen to our bodies. Listen to your body, and choose a practical reset. Um, and the takeaway: we pause, reset, and build resilience. All right. And that's a takeaway, that we that's what tea time is all about. That's what this tea time community is all about. And so we want to slow down. We want to say, I give myself permission to pause.
Yes.
I give myself permission to pause before I become depleted.
Mm-hmm.
I will listen to what my mind and emotions and what my body needs. I'll be attentive to pay attention. So we're challenging you to commit to one reset action that you identify. What needs to be reset? What action needs to take place for you? What what is one thing that you're going to do differently this week because of today's check-in? What's one thing that you're going to do different this week because of today's check-in? A reset, when you think about a reset, not it doesn't always require a major life change. Um, Sometimes with a reset, Um, it begins with noticing what you need and responding earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a complete shutdown, and it doesn't have to be major, but it's the part of that you're noticing. And this is what this tea time session is all about this evening, is noticing what's going on within you, what's going on with you, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and practical ways to implement things that are going to help you to be able to move forward. Sometimes we're not okay, but we have an automatic response to say, I'm okay. How are you doing today? Oh, I'm great. I'm good. I'm okay. Sometimes it's just, I don't feel like discussing it, because I'll say this sometimes. I don't feel like really telling you what's going on, but I know that maybe I'm not okay. But
Mm-hmm.
being honest with oneself and being aware of what is going on with you is just the main component into starting that journey into pausing, resetting, and building resilience. It's okay to pause in a society that tells us to keep going like a rat race. Um, and so we have a comment that's come in. You can take the comment from
Mm-hmm.
our executive
Patrick
director.
saying, take each day to pause before specific virtual meetings and make a post and stick it on my computer screen.
Ah,
Pausing.
I
Mm-hmm.
like the pause. And you know what I like? I like the post it,
Mm-hmm.
because he's sitting it right in front of him to be able to look
Right.
at it. So when anything tries to come, and your mind tries to, your eye, what's in your eye gate right here on the screen, you're able to see, and it pulls you back into a place where you, and that can be a reset right there in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So there's any comments out there? Is anything that you would like to add, Carmela, before we conclude and put up a few announcements for everybody to see?
I think this was really good, and I like that, it's wise to pause before you empty. It's like the warning light is on, it's wise to go ahead and put some gas in or take care of it, so to speak. So I
Yeah.
like that. And these are some great pointers that we can start right now. At any point in time, we can use these
Hmm.
pointers. So this was really good.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you. Go ahead, guys, and put in your takeaways from tonight's session while we prepare for announcements. You can go ahead and place in the chat what you received tonight, what your feedback tonight, from tonight's session, and what did you gather from tonight's session. And here's our announcements. I know this is a bit small here for me, but you can, if you want to go ahead. I don't know, Carmela, can you see it?
I would have to lean in, but I can read some of it. I'll go
Okay.
ahead. Let's see. Well, we got uh, the New You Digital Discipleship, of course, is every Sunday at 10 a.m. And our first Sundays are live on YouTube at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we would love to invite each and every one of you for worship on Sunday mornings. We have Tea Time Tuesday, as you can tell, right here. It is the second Tuesday. Well, I can't really see here. I'm trying to remember because I know we made some changes.
Second, the
Yes,
first and
the first,
last
the
Tuesday of every
first and
month.
the last. Yes, I'm telling you, we've done some changes a little bit, and then of course
Yeah.
we have some. We did have some midsummer things going on, prayer services,
Reformative prayer. Yeah,
but
it's
we just
small.
came off of that wonderful summertime prayer. But we do have morning prayers on Fridays, the second Friday of every month, and we want you to come join us. It's the information is on our social media pages at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to turn on your screen. We always say that. Just come ready to pray collectively and just get in the presence of the Lord with the rest of us. We have Women at the Well Bible study that is coming on the first Saturday in September. We'll be finishing up the book study that we're on, Becoming a Woman Whose God is Enough. And we'll be wrapping that up. So we invite you ladies to show up if you'd like to come. That information is out there too. And we have a special We have a very, very special event coming on this weekend, and Hope is going to talk about that because you don't
All
want to
right.
miss that.
All right. We invite you to join us for our grief session, educational and healing session on August 30th, which is actually a day of National Grief Awareness Day. Come with us. The registration, just register. It is free. It's on August 30th, this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Again, this is an educational session that you can come with, grief of any kind, not just death, but any kind of loss. Come if you know anybody that would be a value from this. Invite them to come as we come together as a community to be aware of grief and how we can practically navigate in grief. So this is a part of our GPS programming with the Renewal Center. Remember to join us on August 30th at 5:30 p.m. You can see the information on our social media page to be able to register and receive the link to be able to join. All right, she already talked about morning prayer, Pastor Mel did, and that is every second Friday, and I think the next one is September 11th. Okay, and virtual sessions for our grief recovery has ended, and I'm showing this because this is our GPS. And so we have new dates that we are going to show soon with our fall and winter GPS, which is our group pain and stress group for grief. We come together. It's amazing. It's awesome. It is confidential. There's healing that has been taking place. There's restoration that has been taking place. It is private and very confidential. And we ask you to join us for that. And look at there. Go ahead, Carmela. You can finish off with our reforming culture.
Okay, well, we're back to the fall now. We're kicking off our Reforming Culture Bible studies, and we're starting in September, Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, there is a Zoom link, and you can find out more information on our social media page. We ask that you come join us. This is a start of a new series called Rooted in Sonship, formed through discipleship, and we get some great discipleship information on how we can become better leaders, and not just leaders, but those of us that are ready to reform culture and make a difference in the life of others. This is a great way to start Wednesday night Bible study. So we hope
Yes.
that you would join us.
Yes. And that starts on September the 9th. Excited about that. All right, and this is our time to give. If you would like to sow a seed into the Renewal Center, we have several ways that you can give. There are various here on our screen where you can give and sow into the Renewal Center in our local and global community. That we will continue to be able to bring programming and different things that we're doing throughout the year. You have the opportunity to sow through our digital platform. You can give on our website. You can give text to give. You can give to PayPal, which is the Renewal Center's email address. And you can give Zelle as well, the Renewal Center um, Gmail address, or you can give through Venmo, or if you would like to mail a money order check, that information is listed there. Mail your check to P.O. Box 1381, Concord, North Carolina 28026. And we thank you in advance for your giving and sowing into the Renewal Center, that we may continue to move forward in the work that we have been called to do, and the vision may continue to come forth. So we're just thankful for all of you. Thank you for all of your time. Just thankful that you all are here. Please remember to just take time to reflect on those questions. Ask yourself those questions, and just be mindful and aware of where you are.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's all about. Again, we'll see you on our next tea time, which is going to be the first Tuesday of the month, and it's going to be at 12 noon. Join us for a time of pause, reset, and building resilience. Please remember to like and share. Please remember to go back and view our actual YouTube programs that we have on YouTube, which are Tea Time and some of our Sunday services on First Sunday. We invite you to join us and engage in that. And please follow us on our social media pages where we have all these announcements and more detailed information if need such be. And you can go onto our website as well. We want to thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Carmela, is there any last words or comments that you want to add or say?
Thank you to our Tea Time community, and we'll see
Thank
you
you
at the next
so
Tea Time.
much.
You have a good
All
evening.
right, guys. Thank you all so much. It was good being here with you this evening, and we will see you again soon. As we all say, I am renewal and take care of each other. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night.